Everything we do is wrong. We're going to make a bill. The future's too slow. You wanna have a crack now? No! Ladies, hold on to your purses. This includes all your nurses. Doesn't matter if you know karate. We're all together in the suicide party. We'll make efforts if they give us a chance. Hustles are on the beginning in advance. Back the pussycats, kill, kill. Back the pussycats, kill, kill. Do what you will, but will you know what you will? Do what you will, you just can't stand still. Faster, kill, kill. Back the pussycats, kill, kill. Faster, kill, kill. Kill, kill.
They are young. They are free. The night is theirs. The sea is filled with promise. But they are not alone. Below, a killer waits. There's a monstrous killer churning up the sea.
The accident happened here.
Have they got the shark yet?
It's still being hunted. It won't be long. They say that a shark returns always to the scene of an attack. When it comes back, I'll be waiting. I'm going down alone tonight. I'm going to kill it.
Now there is vengeance. There is man against the sea's deadly high executioner. A monstrous killer is churning up the sea. Tintorera, Tiger Shark, rated R.
They are young. Heartache to heartache they stand. No promises, no demands. Both of us knowing the Pom-Pom Girls was a battlefield. And it was all right there on the surface. I think this was like a really, I said in the chat, it's an authentic film. Don't you think?
Yeah. I really enjoy it. Like I think it's authentic. And I also think it's kind of like the high school that maybe a lot of us dreamed, the high school experience that we dreamed that we had and didn't get, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I sure didn't get that.
Yeah. I didn't get to chicken race anybody, and I dreamed of it.
I'm not bitter or anything. God damn it.
Yeah. I agree with Mike. This feels like a lot of Crown International movies. It's like this is sold, I agree with them. It's sold like a teen sex comedy. And yeah, there's sex in it, but it's not as much about sex as it's just about the relationships of these different people. And that's what I really, really dig about it.
They all look like they're really old, too old to be in high school, which of course they are.
Yeah.
But, they were all like in the mid-20s, I think, when they made that. But, the thing that's so remarkable now is when you're young, a senior is like being an adult. Like you're a grown-up when you're a high school senior, at least to the kids that are underneath you in grades. So, it's interesting now to think of that as like what you think of a senior in high school would be like, I don't know if you know anybody that age.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem that way now because we're old and now those look like kids and we're like, oh, they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, they're not adults yet. Who's letting them make these decisions? Where are the parents? I love this scene of the one boy of Jennifer's boyfriend, like is in bed with her all night, runs away. The dad finds him and he's eating breakfast when she comes downstairs. Like that scene that feels like it's something that actually happened to someone. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. But I really did. I did hear, at least I thought I did, my perception of seniors when I was like in 7th, 8th grade.
Oh yeah.
because our high school was all together, like from 8th grade up, you were all together in the same school because it was small. And
Same as mine, yeah.
it was just kind of, you looked at those people and they seemed to be having the same problems as the characters in this movie, even though their relationships seem really adult to me.
Also, I think too, when you're in 7th or 8th grade, you may have been through puberty, but maybe not. So if you're in a school like that, like mine was, you're a child still, and then all of a sudden there's these men walking around with facial hair and body. Do you know what I mean? Especially if you have a gym class with them, you're like, my body does not look like these guys. Like I am in no way like in the same universe as them. And girls hit earlier, so you have these girls walking around that are, women, and you're a little boy trying to be a big boy.
Yeah.
Stuck in this world.
Not
still
working.
are. In the background, but yeah. But the only science fiction of this movie, I will say, is that of all the girls, Cheryl Rainbow Smith doesn't have a boyfriend. At the end, she's walking alone, and I'm like, is there no one in this school that like none of these guys, like the other guys, like all hung up on the girl that got away and has a new boyfriend? It's like she's right there. Like everybody's missing out.
In what universe would
she when someone peed out the window? She was like, whatever, it's happening.
I know. God, I just don't understand. In what universe did this exist where someone didn't swoop in there and scoop her up?
Maybe she was like, we talked about it during this movie. Does this tie into other movies? And the gas station at night and the beach, we're like, what if this is in Point Doom? And we're like, is this the town from Messiah? Is this also where Lamora goes to school, and is she Lamora in this movie as well? And like, they're like, oh, she goes away on the weekends to hang out with her dad, and he's a gangster that became a vampire. And they're like, maybe we shouldn't date her. So if all movies exist in the same universe, then maybe that's why no one's dating her.
So welcome back, everybody in the chat. It's nice to see Jeff Jordan. You're on the second segment this week. This is newsworthy. And Paul's still with us. Kyle Poling says that he missed a double feature of Alice Sweet Alice and They Call Me Bruce tonight at the drive-in.
What a weird double feature. Like a head snapping double feature. What was that one? A neck snapping climax.
Neck snapping.
Like a movie that ends with one of the darkest endings ever. Everybody's destroyed and they're like, and now They Call Me Bruce.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
It really does make sense, having made that mistake already.
Yeah.
Bring
him back up after with They Call Me Bruce. And then you could follow it up with They Still Call Me Bruce? ? It's really strange that Robert Carradine is kind of like the jock in this, and then like years later, much older. We talked about him being like in his 20s here and feeling too old for high school. He feels way too old for college and Revenge of the Nerds, which is what, like 8 years later or 7 years later after this. But Ian said, what was your favorite scene in the film and your favorite characters?
The fire truck scene was my favorite because I was just cringing because they were really doing that. I don't know if the film was speeded up or what, but it looked like they were going pretty fast and they're just hanging off the back of a fire truck. No belts or anything. It was like, when you were a kid and you used to ride around in the back of a pickup truck. Did you ever do that?
Yeah, my grandfather had an El Camino and we used to ride in the back of it.
Yeah. It's like crazy. Like nowadays you would get pulled over and arrested for doing something like that. Yeah.
I really like the big fight scene too, because it obviously nobody really knew how to fight except maybe Carradine. His brother had beat him up enough that he picked up some of his martial arts. But I just like that everybody got involved, the girls got involved, and it just got kind of wild.
Yeah, Robert Carradine was in Massacre at Central High, as was somebody else from this film. Well, Cheryl Smith was in it.
Yeah. I really like that movie, Massacre at Central High. I have just got the new release of it. It's fun. I mean, not fun. It's a really dark movie. But
it is, yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of my first soul-destroying movies that I saw as a child, really. I think I was only 11 years old when I saw that movie. It was on HBO.
Yeah. What's crazy is that Chris brought up in the Joseph Rubinstein, who directed this, is a good director. He did a ton of big movies after this. He did, well, not Gorp, but that's an HBO favorite. But especially movies that Becca liked. He did The Stepfather, Sleeping with the Enemy, The Good Son, Money Train.
I love that.
Yeah, she just yelled all of them in the background. And he did Dreamscape, which is, I really like Dreamscape a lot. That's an old VHS rental for me.
Mhm.
But I think just kind of cool that like he really has a great career. I agree with Thomas too. This exists in the same universe as the Van Malibu Beach and Van Nuys Boulevard. Yeah. Though wait till you see the supercut we're going to do of Messiah of Evil in this. Is they look across the street at the other gas station and someone's eating a rat. That's how it happens.
It could happen.
But
that kind of thing happens all the time.
this is the kind of movie that I would watch on HBO as a kid and say, if you grew up in California, this is what it had to be like. You know what I mean? You were at the beach and you had, people walking around your school looking like Cheryl Smith and Jennifer Ashley.
But did
Untrue. No, they didn't. Maybe the teachers. They technically could be older than that teacher who sits on a whoopee cushion. That's the worst thing that happens to that teacher. She's incensed by that. She's like, how dare they put a whoopee cushion on my chair?
Well,
It's
she
like,
didn't hear it the first couple
Yeah.
of times, which was a little alarming.
yeah.
She didn't
Maybe
realize.
she really has the farts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she could be a new teacher and only be. I never considered that when I was a kid. When we got like a younger teacher, like they're only 4 or 5 years removed in age from us. Do you know what I mean? And who has given them authority over us? Obviously, she had no authority over the pom-pom girls in this. The most shocking thing of this movie overall, Bill, is that it does not have 50 other titles. It feels like this is the kind of movie that should have several other titles.
I know. Aside from being, called things in different countries under other names.
Yeah.
I'm hearing a weird echo of my own voice.
I don't know why.
I think it's a delay between our cameras, I guess.
It's my new delay pedal that I'm using for the show.
Oh, cool.
Trying to make it like stoner metal. But you know what? Like, this feels like a kind of movie that is. It's not. It kind of remembers at the end that there has to be some kind of problem. That's why we get that chicken race out of nowhere, and the stakes get serious. The stakes become life or death in like the last 3 minutes. Yeah.
And he does that thing that never works, where you roll out of the car door first before it goes over the cliff.
Yeah. I've thought about doing it so many times as a kid. I'm like, I'm just going to roll out of this station.
Don't.
I was like 6.
Every time I ever tried it, I died.
Did you die? I had one. Yeah, like very greased lightning moment in this. No one ever played chicken drag race in my high school, so nor did they do the footloose trick where they were split between the two cars and died, which meant that music had to end in my town.
Well, there were people in my town that used to jump off the bridge.
Oh yeah.
That was like the big thing, that you did instead of doing all that stuff you just mentioned. In my town, you jumped off the bridge, which is
to kill yourself, or just to jump off?
Like just to do it.
Oh,
Just because it's dangerous, and like you think that you're not going to be somebody that drowns after that happens.
Kind of like Becca forcing me to get on water slides today and being like, come on, quit being a baby.
You're no
Then I
Billy
hit my
Joel
head off
McAllister.
Yeah. I hit my head off one and flipped over upside down, came out, and I thought, man, I really hurt. And of course, she was laughing at me. So she thought it was hilarious to see my big fat ass flip head over heels. She's still laughing now. I can hear her giggling in the background about it. So if I jumped off the bridge, I probably would have got hurt, and she would have just laughed the whole time as I wackily fell off the bridge in Cheswick.
It was in
We
New
did
Kent.
used to drink. Oh, New Kent. We used to drink under the bridge in Elwood City. Though there's an Italian rock, of course, it's Elwood City, but that was painted with the Italian colors, and that's where you drank. And we were driving over it, and my mother-in-law said when we were there last time, she goes, "That's really far down." And I'm like, "Yeah, you have to really run from the cops through the water to get away from them, because the cops would, of course, know that's where we were all going to go drink, and we
Yeah.
would just run from the police."
No, you didn't go into the river in Springdale because just downriver there's a dam, not too far. So, like, you know, plus, why would you go in the river anyway? It's disgusting.
Yeah. I mean, I live right next to the Mon, so I know it's pretty gross.
Would you get in that? I wouldn't.
No, it's real gross. I had problems getting into the lazy river at Sandcastle today, but I did it. I wore a complete Severn outfit too. I felt like, and nobody. I was like, I'm gonna find a new friend. Do you ever do that where you're like, maybe I'll find someone to talk to? So I wore a cool Jar shirt and a Severn hat. Yeah,
and you didn't.
Nobody. No, not a single friend. So I had a good time with my wife, so it was fun.
Did you wear a hoodie to the water park?
I did not wear my hoodie to the water park. It's too hot. I think, you know, it's like 90 something. Pittsburgh, it's going to hit like high 90s this week, though. It's going to be a scorcher, as they said on Channel 11. So
yeah, I don't care so much about that as I care about the electric bill. The electric bill is going to be outrageous this month.
Oh my God, it's going to be. Yeah, ours was like 200 something this month. So yeah.
The POM-POM girls. Anything else that we want to say about? Oh, you know what? I had some more ads to look at.
How about that American flag outfit that Jennifer had on? That'll be my next question when she's on again. She had like that Captain America outfit. It was pretty cool.
Sorry, she was way too close to the microphone when she went off.
Oh no, it's good. It's fireworks season. I know dogs are losing their mind. There's fireworks have been going off since like 7 o'clock here, like nonstop.
Yeah.
Where do people get the budget for these fireworks? I don't know. But
she was really upset maybe like an hour ago. She was afraid.
Yeah. She was petrified.
She was terrified, electrified.
Electrified. Hope everybody in the chat enjoyed the POM-POM girls. This is what I wanted to see. We were looking through this before.
Yeah.
Played with love and death.
Yeah, I could only put. I decided not to look at it anymore because Jennifer was talking and I didn't want to interrupt her. But Best Friends and Pickup were the two features that were with it. A couple different places. There's the Dependable, but it's not. You know.
But do you see the third feature at the Dependable?
Death Wish.
Death Wish. Yeah. How about that?
That's weird.
And then I love the Echo. Gone in 60 Seconds, Running to Run. And is that what's the last one, The Losers? Yeah. Wow. That's a great. The other one I saw in this and I wanted to bring up to you was Manson Massacre was like a lost movie for a little bit.
Yeah.
So and it played with Bruce Lee's Super Dragon. That's a wild double feature.
And Farewell, My Lovely.
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
Oh. Yeah, what I'm trying to. Oh wow, it played with the teacher in Kenmar, and the young graduates too, and Best Friends. That's a night of. That's a dream night right there. Is what that.
I mean, I guess you could sell it as a sexploitation film. You know, it's.
Yeah.
But
it doesn't get to like the young teachers, the teacher, or those kind of movies. Like those feel a lot more smutty than this. This is a tease of it, but it's kind of like a fun way of doing it. Oh, wow.
This is from Canada. I left the leaf in, so you'd know.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Which is a strange tagline. They put Hollywood High up top, but the tagline says, after the POM-POM girls, you must see Hollywood High, which means go see the other movie first, then come see ours.
Maybe they're trying to build repeat business. Come back tomorrow.
Hopefully. I hope it works.
Hey, a movie shot in Pittsburgh, Bill, too. Song Remains the Same. Starts in Pittsburgh.
That's true.
Yeah. They were coming to play for your mom.
For me.
For you, yeah. So you were in your mom's womb.
It was 3 days before I was born.
Yeah.
Look at this beautiful thing. It's getting the full screen.
Speaking of Spinal Tap, Sex Farm is playing in that one screen. Wow, Silver Streak.
Infrasexon. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Infrasex. Sorry, I don't know why they called it infrasexon.
Wow. Huh.
What do you think my favorite thing is about this ad?
The pattern behind it, or the
Yes.
town logo, or that they just got a typewriter and wrote, "This is a wildcat."
Look, Jaws of Death was in its second frightening week.
Oh, wow. This ad's great.
So here's when it came back. I forgot to mention this before. The Pom-Pom Girls was rated R when it first came out, but it was edited and reissued as a PG film, which is strange because they doubled it up with The Van, which was an R-rated
Yeah.
movie. So why did you edit it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Very strange.
Oh, cool. Let's get someone from Crown on the phone. What's going on?
So this is from 77 in Pittsburgh. And there's some crazy
Yeah.
stuff.
Wow. Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger played.
Yeah, with Shadow of the Hawk.
Wow. I like that double feature. Man. Cross of Iron, too. Wow. I'd love to see that to drive it.
The Island.
The Van and Pom-Pom Girls feels like it works together.
Yeah, I mean, I could totally see those movies together.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a crazy idea. I went to see The Island of Dr. Moreau right around this time. I'd have much rather gone to see Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah. Yeah, Island of Dr. Moreau is kind of boring. It's not a hot take. It's a accepted
I
take.
thought it was terrible. I abandoned it halfway through and like went in the back seat and went to bed.
Oh, wow.
You know, you just went to sleep in the back seat.
Yeah. That's your review. 2 eyes closed.
Yeah. It's a little boring. So anyway,
Boring.
there's our ad.
How happy does that illustration that is drive-in theater time illustration make you?
Anytime is drive-in theater time.
Certainly is. Oh, so let's talk about our second movie. Oh, Tintorera, either Killer Shark or Tiger Shark. It's up to you. ...
Tintorera is all things to all people.
This is a movie that you introduced me to. And you said,
Really?
"Oh, you like Jaws movies." Yeah, you said if you like Jaws movies, you should really watch this because it's really not about sharks. It's about a lot of adult situations.
Yeah.
If you sell this, you sell this as a shark movie, and then you're like, "Oh wait, but this is a sex hijinks movie." Definitely. This there's a lot going on in this movie. Let us know in the chat if you have seen it or not seen it. But I love this movie. I think it's great, and I'm so excited to watch it tonight.
I don't really know why either, because there's something. It's that intangible element.
Yeah.
That sometimes films can give you. Now, of course, this is a Mexican film, and it played there first, ostensibly, and then it played the UK next. It didn't come to the States until early 1978. But here it is in the UK. It's a little teaser ad leading up to this. Look what it was paired with in the UK. Can you see it?
No, I can't see. Communion?
Yeah.
Oh,
you know what that is.
Oh, of course I do. It's Alice
Yes.
Sweet Alice. One of the many, 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 many titles of this.
They changed it back when they sent it to the UK. You can do that, you know.
Oh, I love it. Wow, the Crate Texas Dynamite chase.
Yeah.
Why did we ever keep making movies after this? What is wrong with us?
The world premiere of Tintorera, and this was in March 1978, but of course it had already played other play. It was not the world premiere.
How would you feel if you really were bitten by a shark? Like, you'll get into this movie for free if you show us your shark bite.
I don't know. You could just fake a shark bite. I mean, anyone can do that.
Yeah. Oh God, look at that illustration.
Really, they're kind of not lying, but they are lying at the
Yeah.
same time with this illustration.
Mike Justice says he tricked his 70-year-old Ukrainian grandmother into watching this. And the best part was trying to hear her explain it to women at church that Sunday.
Wow. How did she describe the relationship in this movie?
Yeah.
The central one, that is.
Yeah, if you see this poster, nothing will prepare you for what you're really going to watch.
This is when it was Tiger Shark. There was another thing. It was known as Bloody Waters.
Wow. Wow, and some Raquel Welch.
Restless.
I just watched Kansas City Bomber, and I got to tell you, I loved it. I can't even say how much I loved it. A ton. So, man, Bloody Waters, churning up the sea.
That should be in a theme song, a Tintorera theme song.
Yeah, it should.
Disco, of course.
Yeah, sped up. Maybe Miko could do it for us. Oh my God!
Look at this. This is from
Look at
Louisville.
Oh my God! This is like the greatest triple feature, I think. Seriously, like. Oh, also, this goes back to that communion rule, Bill, that we had, the Alice Sweet Alice rule. Like maybe The Witch That Came from the Sea. Like, where do you play that? Because that movie's a downer and a half. Like that movie is rough.
Yeah.
And they're like, but you know what? Like you got like two crowd pleasers up front. Like Eaten Alive's like should get like every horn should be beeping in Parkway.
Hopefully.
After that movie, right? Yeah. This program's rated R. No shit. This is like 3 movies that are like, we're gonna push the limits of R. Hell yeah, Parkway. I love it. This is a great triple. And in no way does that artwork look like Jaws.
Oh no.
Of the shark.
Don't even try, because it's totally different
No.
from Jaws.
Yeah, it's not anything like it.
Oops, I went the wrong way. Take that what you will. Here it is in Liverpool.
Oh.
Hello, it's Pete Burns from Dead or Alive. I've seen it in Liverpool. I thought it was bloody awful.
I like in England they were just like, you know what? If Jaws shocked you, Tintorera, we'll terrify you. Yeah. Wow. They put Susan George up front on that. They strong Susan George. Like
I just love to see Alice Sweet Alice referred to as communion.
I do too. Oh. I don't know if it's a better title. I just like it a lot. Wow. Burnt Offerings and Alice Sweet Alice, a double downer of dark occult lore.
2 Everyone Dies movies.
What's Evil in the Deep?
That's like sort of like a riff on The Deep. Cheryl Ladd's in it. Where she was Cheryl Stoppelmore.
Oh. Yeah.
Sorry, that was
$1 a person in Mansfield. Come on. $1 to see Alice Sweet Alice and Burnt Offerings.
Can you believe it?
I can't. Oh, I love it.
All right, where were we? Oh, we're done. Oh no, there's more.
Oh, good.
I just have to find it.
Well, I'll riff for a second because this is directed by Rene Cardona Jr., whose father was a legend to me. He directed Doctor of Doom, Wrestling Women versus the Aztec Mummy, The Batwoman, Night of the Bloody Apes, which is almost the same movie as Doctor of Doom. Who cares? Survive. And, of course, Santa Claus, which is one of my favorite Mexican movies. Rene Jr. directed Cyclone, Night of 1,000 Cats, The Bermuda Triangle, as we talked about, Guyana, The Crime of the Century, Beaks. If you're like, hey, how did you make the birds attack people? Well, I just threw birds at people. And I just threw Cats at Night of a Thousand Cats. He has I recommend all his movies. You can get the Austin Vinegar Syndrome sets they put out, and also his son Rene Cardona III also made a ton of movies, and I recommend all those too. In case you didn't guess, I love Mexican films, but Rene Cardona III did Vacations of Terror, which is a lovely movie that I 100% recommend.
We've all been there.
And he did Zindi. He's in Zindi the Swamp Boy. Come on. Just everything he did's good. But Vacation of Terror, I might say the Vacation of Terror 2, pretty awesome. It's got a great song called Chico's in it. Is Survive better than Live? I'm not sure. Maybe.
It is.
I like Cyclone a lot. I like
that one's rough, Cyclone.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, the content is rough.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Look at that. The Gauntlet and Tintorera. The Gauntlet has one of my all-time favorite posters, Bill, because Frank Frazetta did one of the posters for it. And Clint Eastwood looks like Conan on it. Like, it's amazing.
Clint Eastwood should look like, like
should.
one of those heavy metaloid figures.
Oh.
Look at this.
Oh.
It's more beautiful things, and you can tell what my favorite thing is about this ad too.
It's two things, I think, right? The pattern, the zip pattern, and the Eastdale font is beautiful.
Yeah.
That Dale part of the Eastdale font, gorgeous.
I wish I could steal that somehow.
Oh,
here's it when it played in LA. So look at all the theaters
Wow.
it had in LA. That's amazing to me.
it is to me too. Look how clean that artwork is too. Like, it's a beautiful looking print.
I mean,
Can you imagine? We live in a world where at one point Tintorera was playing all over Los Angeles.
it got a pretty major release.
Yeah. Well, it definitely fits. Like, a lot of Cardona Jr.'s movies played the U.S. So he kind of had his pulse on what exploitation fans loved worldwide. Like, he knew what was up.
I'm just thinking of the actual content of Tintorera, which
Oh, exactly. Can you imagine?
this poster
don't
does
know
not
what-
prepare you for what you're
No.
going to witness in that movie.
'Cause I imagine people went to see this movie on dates, and then like partway through, they're like, "What?" And even like, I'm sure people are like, Jaws wasn't that bad. Of course, it's R, whatever. Like, we can take the kids, and then they're like, "Wait, what?" Like,
Yeah.
This is, and as Mike said, his grandmother said, and you could see everything. This woman had two men.
You could see everything. You're going to see everything in this movie,
You're gonna see it all.
and you're going to love it.
Yeah.
At least we
Yeah.
hope you do.
Yeah.
So yeah, big deal, Tintorera. And
Yeah.
I thought, were we back at the beginning now? I'm not sure. Oh, there's Evil in the Deep.
Close. No, Evil in the Deep again with Cheryl Ladd, as I learned.
Cheryl Stoppelmore.
Cheryl Stoppelmore, yeah. Ooh. Love the little circles in this, Bill. This is nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm into that too.
The red.
If you back out
The
a
red.
little bit, it kind of looks like on the side of your door where your doorknob is. The top starts
Yeah,
today
yeah.
is the deadbolt.
Oh yeah! Wow.
Maybe they got
This is, and also like the doors open. It's 7 o'clock. So this must have played in the fall. Huh.
yeah. This is from oh god, Mississippi. This is from Jackson, Mississippi.
Wow. I like this whole ad.
So here's
Oh,
the last one. Save the best for last.
yeah.
Yes,
Wow.
it did.
I like that they put these two are the only. Well, they were the only drive-ins left almost at that point.
Well, yeah, because it's February 1986, and they hardly anybody was open during the regular year, let alone in winter.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Bloody Waters as an R, and then playing with not the only movie that had three ways in it that night at the Dependent.
Yeah, it kind of fits in with. I mean, it's softcore, but it fits in with the hardcore movies. It's just Tintorera is a tease. It's not porn.
Yeah. Yeah. They should have played it first, but we know how the Dependable works. It's fine. Man. Now the Dependable's all family friendly and they have a barbecue pit and miniature golf. And
Ew.
you're like, you know, at one point, things were way different. Even if you mentioned the name in my school and said, when you talk to movie nerds about the drive-ins, you're like, but the Dependable, and they're like, ooh. Ooh.
You know what they showed there.
Yeah, you know, everybody, like, it was like a dirty word.
Oh, everyone's so hung up on sex. The makers of Tintorera were not hung up on sex.
No, they were
They were
lusty
very
Mexicans.
liberated and wild and
Yeah.
free. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's good. I'm excited for people to see it that haven't seen it, and even though we've like kind of teased up a lot of it, it's from 1977. I saw that somebody asked in the chat what year it's from.
It didn't
And,
open in the States until
cinematography-
78, but it opened in Mexico and the UK in 1977.
And also, the cinematographer is Ramon Bravo, who, as we all know, discovered the sleeping sharks, also an oceanographer, and most famously for us, for our needs, he wrote this, the original book that this is based on, and he's the zombie that fights a shark in Lucio Fulci's Zombie. And after he died, Jacques Cousteau's son placed a plaque for him at the bottom of the ocean. What a wild life that Ramon Bravo. And if you have a name like Ramon Bravo, you can't live a boring life. You know what I mean? You got to be like, you got to do it.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around putting a plaque at the bottom of the ocean. How would you do that exactly?
Who knows? But they did it. And this was shot with live sharks and submarine cameras, which is pretty wild. And also Quentin Tarantino, a huge fan of this movie. He played a print at the Morelia International Film Festival. He has a print of this in his collection and showed it. So
see, it's got to be good.
See, yeah, he wouldn't like a movie that doesn't make sense. This premiered, Bill, as you're right, in March 31st, 1977 in Mexico City. And then it went to Sweden, Italy, Germany, the UK, and finally back to us. But its Italian title is Tintorera lo squalo che uccide, which sounds really sexy, doesn't it?
What other Hugo Stiglitz film have we done on this show? Or is this our first?
I'm looking up to see what else he was in. So we haven't shown Nightmare City, which he's awesome in. That's one I would definitely.
Somebody wanted to do that on the show, and I was like, no way. It was one of the shows that you weren't going to be on, and I was like, we cannot do Nightmare City when Sam's not on the show. It's just not happening.
No, Cemetery of Terror we did with him in it, didn't we? Or we did Grave Robbers.
Oh no, we did Cemetery of Terror. Remember, that's the one that guy threw a hissy fit and got the video taken down on my page.
Oh, that is right. Yeah. Oh, how sad.
I know. Okay, I won't promote your movie anymore, I swear.
Yeah, sorry that we got people into it. I'm looking up what the Italian title of this means, just so we can be edified by this.
The Italian title of Tintorera?
Yeah, Tintorera lo squalo che uccide. It means Tintorera, the shark that kills. Oh, shit.
Killer shark.
I guess kind of killer shark. Killer shark, yeah.
By the way, I linked to a YouTube video to watch the movie. It really is the best print of the movie that I could find. There's a bunch of shitty transfers out there. This one's pretty good, and it's not there was a beautiful one that, of course, was not in English, so I just didn't link to that one. But the one I linked to is still pretty good, and it's mostly in English. There are some lines of dialogue in this movie that are in Spanish. It gets kind of like back and forth there, but you're not going to be left hanging in any of the scenes. Trust me. It's okay.
And Bill, for the drink videos this week, I tried to find pictures of Jennifer from both movies in the artwork.
I noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah. So there she is in this one. And they're very complicated drinks this week. So if anybody made them, we talked about it in this one too. I hope somebody did. Let me know if you did. But they're very complicated this week.
I bet Ator Moonbeam
next
made
episode
them.
we'll go back to be. Yes, I bet he definitely did. Next episode we will definitely go a little simpler.
Speaking of the next episode, it's not going to be next weekend. We're off next weekend. So no show on Saturday, July 13th. Not that we're superstitious. It's just not going to happen that night. So we're going to be back the weekend after that with a double feature. We already know what one movie is. We'll try and have the second one picked by the time we come back for the third segment.
Yeah. I will be in Iowa next week watching Children of the Corn in the cornfield where it was filmed with my lovely wife and Courtney Gaines. It seems like a trap by he who lives behind the rose or whatever its name is from that, but I've been assured that this is not a trap.
It could happen.
Yeah. But and then we'll be back and we'll give us hints, Mike said. We only know one of the movies. I will say Becca picked the movie for next week, and it doesn't seem like a Becca pick.
Yeah, I still don't believe she picked this, but...
Yeah, I was watching it, and she said, you should... She doesn't even remember. She said, you should show this on the show, because this movie's nuts. She said, this movie is so weird. This really feels like something you guys would show on the show.
Well, now that I know that you put words in her mouth.
No, she just...
Okay, that's good.
Doesn't remember. Yeah.
But
I can't say it now to her while I'll tell her when we're on mute for the drink rest.
I hope she did want this for real, because
No, she really did.
It's really a way out there movie, and it has, here's a hint. It's one of those movies that has a fake US ad campaign for a movie that just it totally is not. It was recycled a couple years after the original theatrical date of this movie. They brought it back and they gave it a brand new title, and they even had fake lobby cards for some other a movie that didn't exist really, and they marketed it. They changed all the actors' names, and they would have stunts that people performed in each city where the movie was booked, where they went out and walked around in costume. So that's your hint for one of our movies for next week.
The other hint for the other movie is we don't know yet. We're going to decide while we're watching Tintorera together, and then we'll tell you when we come back.
In the meantime, why don't we do this drink video?
Let's do it.
This one's an experiment. Again.
All I did when I was helping was say gross.
Yeah, look at this. Look at all the booze. Get rid of all your booze. Get it out of the cabinet. Spring clean it in July. Here's what we got. 1.5 ounces Malibu. 1.5 ounces high proof rum. 1/2 ounce butter shots. 2 ounces Frangelico. 2 ounces Blue Curacao. 1.5 ounces lemon juice.
The bowls. Give me.
Oh no. Are we ever going to be able to find it again?
Wow. If anybody wants to donate a bottle,
Yeah, that was a
I'll
donated
give
one.
you our
I think that was
address.
a donated one from Chris, I think. Or Mark, maybe. Someone donated that. 1.5 ounces of lemon juice. We're going to have 3 ounces pineapple juice. 1.5 ounces and half. Grenadine to taste. Good Lord. Join us for the third segment, where I'll be swimming with the Tintorera. All right, there's your rums. Here's your Frangelico. It's made by
No,
monks.
that's butterscotch.
Oh, buttershots. This is the Frangelico mixed with the blue. It's made by monks. The blue isn't. That's the water.
The shark.
That's the shark. The monk shark. Here is...
That looks like scrambled eggs.
Here we're going to make funnel cakes with that for your summer. All right, now, most important, if you have a wife, even if you don't, you should be clean. But if you have a wife, you put it on the correct side. You line it up. Is it properly sealed? Yes. Now, your wife will also double check because you're an idiot.
Yeah, there.
This time we're going to go with chomp.
No.
Yeah, because that's what a shark's fin does to the water.
God.
We're going to go with blend?
Yeah.
All right. At home, no wagering. Turn your sound down. Look at that. A little bit of icy smoke. We're going to put that in a glass.
That's good.
Okay. Now, what if there was blood in the water?
Oh.
Oh. No, look out.
We'll hold it up.
Look out, little Tintorera.
Oh.
Oh. It's very patriotic for this weekend, too.
Happy 4th of July. Stay
Happy
out
4th
of the
July.
water.
And stay out of the water. On the beaches will be closed for 24 hours only.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. This is exquisite. It is exquisite. I do like it. Looking forward to seeing who made this. I bet maybe one person made it with me. But you know what? That's what's important. Enjoy the
My
show.
vote is Chris Vizonic. AC Nicholas.
Yeah, either him or Aitor Moonbeam probably made it too. I would imagine he did. Thanks to Jennifer for being on the show tonight. Thanks everybody for indulging me with this drink. Thanks to my wife for messing up the kitchen.
Loving you.
Thanks to Cubby for not barking, and thanks to everybody outside for not shooting fireworks for a minute during this. Enjoy the film, Pazuzu.
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 Okay, so that is not one of the drinks that you're drinking right now.
No, but I'm going to drink it. I have it in the fridge.
Oh.
So I am drinking a Gatorade in between all the drinking I've been doing today.
Yeah, this is just Coke. I'm teetotaling tonight.
I will not be teetotaling in a bit.
I might be convinced to have something on the third segment, but
Good.
I don't want to be
I
too
like that.
sleepy.
Yeah. We'll build up to it.
I feel like you should.
So, yeah, it looks like we have a few folks that haven't seen this, so that makes me super excited.
I wish I could trade places, and I still haven't seen Tintorera. Because
I know.
I'm telling you, when you watch this, you're going to be like, what the hell kind of movie is this? Which is the only kind of movie that we show here. So hopefully you're not surprised by
I
that.
will say the one movie that we are going to show is definitely one of those, what the fuck am I what? The one movie we have figured out. It is definitely like a what am I watching kind of movie, because you're expected that it's like another movie we recently showed, and you're like, no, it's not. It's totally different. And that's why I love it.
It's a sneak attack.
So, it is a sneak attack, and it's the best movies are sneak attacks, I believe. Movies that like you're like, I was not ready to be assaulted by that movie, but it did it.
You should be happy you got a sneak attack.
Yeah. Yeah, a dragon attack like Queen.
Some people don't get attacked at all.
No, some people just are left attackless. But super excited to watch this and have people experience it for the first time and tell us. So if you haven't seen it, when you come back, you gotta like give us a little report in the chat. Tell us how it made you feel.
So we already alluded to the fact that this is sexy, but it also has a lot of nudity in it, and it's not all female nudity either. There's, you know, some full frontal male nudity in here from not so much Hugo Stiglitz, but Andres Garcia. You see a lot of him.
Yeah. And yeah, a warning, there's some real animal violence in it. Yeah, so there's some shark violence.
It's the murder of sharks on screen, which I guess we're not supposed to care about because sharks are scary.
Yeah, but you know,
it is disturbing.
Sharks are people too.
Now we know that they were eating human body parts too, or reportedly.
Yeah, which is crazy. Where life is cheap, right?
I guess they were being equal opportunity, you know, offenders.
Wow, there are literally bombs going off outside my house. I saw somebody. David said nobody's shooting stuff. I literally looked out the window, and my whole sky was bright white, like phosphor, like a nuke was going off out there. No, just 4th of July.
Yeah,
just the 6th of July.
Yeah, but
America's
it's
second
stopped around
independence.
here. Like an hour ago, it stopped. The dog was freaking out.
Oh, not here. Monongahela is. We celebrate fireworks month. It starts in June and it ends in August. And there's fireworks nonstop. During the day, you're like, why are we even shooting off a firework at 3 in the afternoon? We can't see it. Fuck it. Do it. That's what we're doing. I'm going to send Tintorera a tiger shark down to the aquatorium and bite children
It's so silly. This movie, like the shark is mainly stock footage, or at least it
Yeah.
appears to be. I don't know, maybe it was just there is some nice underwater photography in this, but it never looked that good on home video up until the recent Blu-ray of Tintorera, which I think the print of this movie that I linked to on YouTube is from the Blu-ray, so you'll get it nice and crystal clear. Hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah. Imagine if I saw Thomas said, imagine sitting in the drive-in and you recognize the body parts of your relative being fed to the shark.
I don't know. Somehow I think that can't be true, but you never know.
Yeah. It sounds good though, doesn't it? It sounds like something. It sounds like the way kids talked about Caligula in my high school. They're like, they really killed people for it, and I'm like, no, they didn't. Bo Derek really had sex in Bolero. No, she didn't. That movie is boring.
I think the biggest misconception about Caligula is that there was going to be something sexy in it because it was rated X and it was, porn, sort of.
I've seen other Tito Brass movies and they're great. Don't know what was happening there, but Frank says, "Well, I feel bad for the shark. The shark gets its comeuppance. I mean, everybody pays. There's a reason. This is very much a man against shark because of love.
The difference is none of the human actors were killed. It was all simulated.
Yeah. Exactly.
Unfortunately for the sharks.
Yeah. And thanks, Phil, for the kind words about the interview. Make sure you check out his podcast, Making Tarantino, which several folks from the show have been on. Bill and I both been on. Jennifer, AC Nicholas. And Jennifer's on I think this week's episode, isn't she, Bill?
Yeah. I know what movie that they did, but I don't think I'm supposed to say, so I won't.
Oh, okay. She will soon be on.
I don't know if Phil has announced it yet.
It's not Bat Pussy, is it? Because I know Phil
no, it is not Bat Pussy. But I went back and I watched Bat Pussy again because we were talking about it again. I was like, how is this?
What's funny is you said to me, we were talking about, you're like, Phil really likes that movie. And literally 2 minutes later, he texted, I sent him a thing about it. He's like, thanks for sending me that thing about Bat Pussy. So it was all synchronicity and all came together.
Bat Pussy is insane.
Yeah. The fact that it even exists and was found is just amazing. And
talk about a porn movie that's not sexy. That's Bat Pussy to a T.
Not at all. If you're coming to see Batman sex, you're not seeing it.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Wild World of Batwoman, except like a couple steps down. Imagine they decided to film a couple porn scenes during the production of that movie. That's Bat Pussy.
I love Wild World of Batwoman though. I really like that movie. Yeah.
That's another one that's it's not what you think it's going to be. It's not what they're selling it as.
No, exactly. We like the misdirection of exploitation, don't we? We like the flim flam.
It's okay with us. We want that to happen to us.
Yeah. We want to come to the movies thinking we're seeing a new movie and we see a movie that we've already seen.
I'm waiting for it.
Imagine when you went to Maxine and it was really just Pearl and you're like, Ty West got me.
They just called it something else because a different distributor got it.
Yeah. Starlight Swamp.
I did see Maxine last night. We didn't talk about that on the show yet. But
no, that feels like a good third segment.
Okay.
Unless you want to talk about it now, I'm totally done.
No, because it's almost time to go to the movie anyway.
Ooh, okay. And Jennifer's episode is up now on Making Tarantino. If you guys get a chance to listen to it, our friend Jen Upton, who set up the great interview we had last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And
time does fly.
It sure does. I'm trying to see what the episode that Jen is on.
If it's posted, it's The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's a great one. So I'm excited to hear what everybody thinks about it. So that'll be great. And I don't know, Phil, if you heard or not, but the one movie we did, Black Gun, Jennifer Ashley talked about. She was in acting school with Tim Brown, who is the star of Black Gun. So that's pretty cool. So that's one of the people she studied with.
Far out.
Yeah, so it all comes together. It's all, you can find your own synchronicities.
Steve, I promise
remember-
I will not spoil Maxine for anybody.
Yeah,
Promise.
it'll be a spoiler-free discussion because I haven't seen it yet either, and I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, you will
So-
not hear what happens to Maxine at the end of it. It's so horrible. So
does she
yeah,
does she end up in a peep show booth and turn into a white werewolf?
well, she is in a peep show booth, kind of, but
Yeah.
does not turn into.
I don't understand the end of the Howling because she's obviously in control. And sorry, I just get not to distract us.
Yeah, but like, why would she want to commit suicide? I guess she just didn't want to be a werewolf.
But she's in control of being a werewolf. She's not evil, and she could do good for the world as this poodle-looking werewolf.
Yeah, it was more like a terrier, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know. She's so cute. She's like, oh, look how cute you are. You're not like the horrifying other werewolves in this movie. Every other werewolf in this movie looks terrifying. And that's the only problem I have with The Howling. I think of the 3 werewolf movies that came out that year, it's the best one.
Agreed. You know I agree.
Yeah. No, Becca doesn't. She's an American Werewolf world.
No, but that makes sense.
Yeah, that's okay.
I would have guessed that she would have liked American Werewolf better.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Yeah. She actually likes Wolfen the best, and she's wrong.
No, she doesn't.
No, she doesn't.
That's a lie.
She just yelled at him. She just said, "No, I don't."
See?
Very angrily in the background. Yeah. But yeah. So come back, third segment. Bill will talk about Maxine. We'll reveal both movies.
But I
Hopefully, we
won't
can
spoil
figure it out. He won't. I will spoil it. The third, Wolfen, Howling, and American Werewolf. Full Moon High. Yeah, the fourth one. The only werewolf movie that has Ed McMahon in it.
All right, the link to Tintorera is on Groovy Doom on the Facebook page, or just go to YouTube and search for Tintorera Killer Shark. Killer Shark. You have to say killer, and I think it has the year 1977 on there. Just go watch it, come back afterwards, and we'll have lots more to say on the third segment